In a world plagued by reboots, haunted by sequels, dominated by the same old shit, get ready for an original podcast that will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you. Starring Ginger Josh, Adam the Hair, and introducing the immortal Frank. Hold on to your butts. It's the Game Rage Movies TV Podcast. For what is now the second episode of the week for movies and TV. As we talked about in the previous episode, we would be doing Helluva Boss season number 2, Josh and Frank. So
wouldn't the previous episode be the Shogun episode?
Yeah, that's what it is. The previous episode is the Shogun episode. Me and Adam just did last night. So I said, I had told people at the beginning and then at the end, like, oh, if you want to hear the rest of Helluva Boss season 2, that's going to be at the same time this is out. So go listen. So, so for those of you, because this will be the first one in the queue, because it'll be the latest episode technically. So then if you want to hear episode 7 and 8 of Shogun for me and Adam, just go one episode down and that'll be it. You'll see it was titled it. You guys know. Anyways, I'm Josh here today, obviously with Frank.
What's up?
And so today we're going to talk about Helluva Boss season number 2. Now let me just pull up before we get into that, did you have any other interesting things or?
I just found out that I literally found out a few minutes ago before I started recording. Brandon Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
You know the guy who plays Blitz?
Yeah.
This was his first acting role.
Really?
Acting role.
Really?
According to what I
swear I've heard him as a voice in other stuff.
He's done a lot of YouTube stuff.
Must have been.
But like from the thing I just saw, the clip.
Yeah.
He was talking about how, was his first like major acting role.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Which, if true, then man, way to hit it out the park.
Hell of a way. I mean, honestly, and what a great casting too. Honestly, because shit, who knows? Whoops.
Put the volume down so I can keep scrolling through this.
Yeah. Anyways, so
see, here he is.
Blitz is my first role for voicing, and
wow,
that was very scary to step into because I'm working alongside voices that I grew up.
Yeah.
Very interesting that was his first voice acting job.
It's like, what's his name? Alan Rickman. His first ever acting role was the bad guy in Die Hard.
Oh yeah.
And I'd say, way to hit the ground fucking hard.
That's true. Way to get it going right off the bat. Anyways, all right. So, Helluva Boss season 2. Now, we're obviously only going to do the first 7 episodes because that's all that's out. The rest of it's not out yet, and likely won't be out until later in 2024.
Most likely, probably it could even be as soon as next month.
Potentially, yeah. Who knows?
But like right now, like they're hard in recording for Hazard Hotel season 2 right now.
Right. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. But right now we got 7 episodes, so this will be season 2 part 1.
All right.
But anyways, all right.
If I could just say,
yeah, go ahead.
It's so Asmodeus and Fizzarelli.
Yeah.
Are they not the most adorable fucking thing on this fucking show?
I don't know, man. I feel like Moxie and Millie are fucking more adorable.
I don't know, man. The whole thing about them, because I don't know, with Millie and like them being psychotic and shit being killed, but this felt like it felt like a real love.
I feel like theirs is a real love too.
I'm not saying it isn't, but it feels like real love is not the right word. Like It's fucking cute. The way I'm saying it.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Their love is cute. Moxie and Millie's love is cute.
No, it's more like they're married. That ship has sailed. They went from not ship has sailed. That's the right word.
I don't know.
They're no longer in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, and they still are adorable as shit and
but
love
I'm
each
saying-
other so much.
But they act. It's like my speech to your guys' wedding, where your fucking love was actually kind of disgusting because of how
Yeah.
fucking rich it was. I even
Right.
joked that you guys gave me diabetes.
Right. And that's not a joke. We did give you diabetes.
But I'm just saying, like, you even said it yourself. Where things, not you didn't say it yourself, but where you're saying like things died down because you already got her.
Yeah, true.
That's what I feel with, Moxie and Millie, where he still does things for her, but she doesn't really do things for him other than to protect his ass.
But she loves him.
I'm not saying
it's
she
still
does. When did I
adorable.
say it didn't?
I don't know.
With this one, you see it going both ways. Actually, wow.
Yeah, I guess that's a valid point, but it's still not more adorable.
I think it is.
Well, anyways, you know what?
And on top of that, it's also a gay relationship.
I mean, are they really? I mean, they're not really like they don't really have genders,
They do.
in hell.
Yeah, they do.
They're just like a demon.
There's male and female imps. You haven't seen their horns? That's how you.
Oh, is that how you tell the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't fucking notice that.
Yeah, the males have the arcing back where the females have this more of a spiky.
Mm.
That's why you didn't notice that Millie's brother sister is actually a male.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because because she never has a female, had the arcing back horns.
Oh,
And I think Vizzy even confirmed it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that. All right. So wait, so you're saying gay relationships are more adorable than regular ones?
In today's society, yes, it absolutely is.
No,
Please
but I mean,
do not
really.
cancel me.
You know what? Again, like I've always said, you got to be somebody to get canceled.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, we're not somebody. Well, I mean, we are to us, but
All right. It's official, guys. I am officially nobody in Josh's eyes.
well, I was more speaking about us in general. I wasn't necessarily.
You said me.
Yeah, but I mean,
You said me, you cock asshole.
Well, I mean, I also think you're nobody too, but
You cock biting fucktard.
Oh man. All right. So
Is that a slur?
what
Cock
kind of a
bite.
slur? Okay, yeah, I guess if you bite cocks, like,
No, I'm saying like against gay people.
I mean, do gay people traditionally bite cocks as they're
But they're
sucking on them?
But they're usually the one right there.
Right where? Like cock sucking?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess cock sucking would be more of a slur than
That's on a
cock biting.
cocksucker, yeah. But I'm just saying it's in the same vein.
Yeah, for people who bite cocks.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to like potentially being a slur against.
I mean, I don't think cock bite is something that you're saying like that they're gay. I think you're just saying, oh, you eat cocks, like you bite them, like you physically eat them.
But isn't that like if you call male cock bite, isn't the same as calling gay?
No,
Insult?
I mean, you don't have to be gay to eat cock.
I mean, if you're, yeah, but you're usually in a bad.
What if you're biting cocks as a self-defense mechanism? Doesn't make you gay, does it? I don't think so.
Mhm.
Just like if I finger somebody's butthole in self-defense, that doesn't make me gay, right?
The fact that you've done that thrice is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking the questions here. I don't claim to have all or any of the answers. I'm just asking the questions here. So, yeah. All right. What?
That lighter.
Oh, it's over here. There was one on the floor. Maybe Katie put it away.
There's a bigger one, like right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, all right. Let's get into the episodes. So, 7 episodes. Obviously, starting off with episode number 1. Circus is what it's called. Right? Yeah, it's called Circus. The Circus. And this, we alluded to this episode last time, but we didn't really get super into it. But this is basically the whole story of Blitz and Fizzaroli's childhood growing up together, essentially. And so you basically like you meet his dad and you see how he's about, and you see that Blitz is basically
pretty much like the worst fucking clown on the planet, and Fizzaroli's like the
We saw that
prodigy,
in
right?
the LA episode that he's just a horrible entertainer.
Yeah, that's true. Which you really confirm and see, like, oh yeah, he's definitely terrible. So,
Well, remember, like when he worked at the Lululand with the Robo Fizzaroli. Remember, he was so bad that he was consigned to selling concessions.
yeah, right, exactly. So you see that they make that whole joke about him not having that he can't make legs on the horses, and so they do that whole thing where he's like, ah, yes, the horse ate too much sugar and had to have its legs amputated, which was funny. But then you get to see where Stolas kind of comes in, and you get to see that whole thing of Stolas growing up, and you get to see how he is told basically by his father, who doesn't really give a shit about him because he's got like fucking 100,000 kids or whatever, and they're all demons of import that are supposed to do something. And so he's like, yes, telling like his butler, he's like, which one?
He's Prophecies. What's his?
It was something to do with like the sky or like space or something like that.
It's I believe the dad said something about prophecies.
Yeah, it's like reading the stars or something. So like it had something to do with astronomy, and that's why he's allowed the grimoire to go. That's why like his power is to be able to go to Earth or whatever. To open
anywhere,
up. Yeah, like he can go wherever because he has to be able to see the stars to like to do the prediction or whatever. And then basically, yeah, he has to learn astrology and the stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's like his thing. And then it's prophecy. Yeah. So it's all of that. And it all involves the mortal realm. So he's like, given all this stuff to go there. So then Stolas basically says like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do my best. And then essentially says, oh, by the way, there's another demon that you've been already married off. So you have to get married also. And he's just like, oh man. So and basically he's like sad. And so the dad's like, what, I know. Let's take you to the circus. That's something you enjoy.
I don't know how to parent.
Yeah. So then what's the best part is when he takes him to the circus,
He has a servant.
he has his servant take him, and he's like there on a mirror.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like if he had like an iPad and he's
It's a voice or video calling.
yeah, he's like video calling, and he's sitting there and he's just like, oh yes, look at that. It's your favorite. And then Stolas really wants to like he says, oh, I need a friend or something like that, right? And then the dad goes back and he sends the dude over there
Because he was the only one that was laughing at Blitz.
yeah,
at this time,
at Blitz.
Blitzo's
Blitzo's
routine.
So he says, yes, I would like to purchase this
Child.
for this child. And then he's like, wait, what? And he's like, yes.
He's like, no. He's a major part of my thing. He's booked up until the next month. You can't have Fizzaroli. No, not that one. The other one. Oh, okay.
Blitzo? He's like,
how much you got in your pockets?
yeah, he's like, well, how much will that cost? And he's like, well, how much you got in your pockets? And he's like, what? He pulls that out.
Like lump change and like
yeah, it's like
lint.
some change in like a lint. And then I think there's like a paper clip. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
So he basically just rents him out for the day, I guess. And so Blitz's dad tells him basically, okay, you need to steal as much shit as possible. That's the only reason you're getting to do this. Like, you're not going there to have fun. You're going there to just steal as much shit as you possibly can. So he goes in there. They're dicking around. And basically Blitz says, oh, let's play this game. What was it? It was Pirates. Yeah, where we have to find all the most expensive things and put them in a bag and then throw them out the window. And then Stolas is like, I don't think that's what Pirates did. And he's like, oh, yeah. No, we do this. This is a game we play all the time. Don't worry. This is excellent. So they're going around and they're doing all that and they're stealing all the shit. And that's when Blitz kind of figures out and sees the grimoire, the one that gets him to Earth. Mm-hmm. And so essentially...
Well, he also tells him about it.
Right, yeah, he tells him all about it and he shows him everything, and he kind of tells him how to like what he's supposed to do and all this stuff. And so then basically Blitz says like, oh, he wants to do his own like business, and Stolas is like, yeah, I'm gonna be a full member of the Goetia family. Mm-hmm. Like that's their thing as kids. They say like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then it cuts to like 25 years later, and Stolas is getting up. Yeah, he's just fucking like he's just like whatever. And then he goes to the kitchen, whatever. Stella's his wife, who is now basically they're divorcing or whatever. She basically tells him to fuck off, and she says, "Oh, there's this party that we're having later in the day, and it's a not divorced yet party because this is before the divorce." Yeah. So they're like, "Oh." So then she's going to throw this party. And so she goes, okay, that's fine. And then he is told that, oh, at this party, like, oh, there was an imp trying to break into his study. And so he goes and he sees that it's adult Blitzo. And he's like,
I guess it's Blitz at this point.
Oh, Blitz, yeah. And so Stolas tells him how it's been a long time, blah, blah, blah. And essentially,
Stolas thinks he was there to fuck him.
yeah. And then Blitz just kind of goes, yeah, all right. Like, I guess. And so he's just trying to like bone him real quick. And then they end up fucking staying over all night. And then he, that's kind of where the deal starts to get made or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's where you see obviously that they talk about getting a divorce with what's her name and all that. So then after that sequence, it cuts to, the present. And Stolas, it's right after he gets home from that last, the seventh episode. The House of Asmodeus episode. And it was a disaster. And he's just like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, fucking A. And then obviously Stella comes in and she starts yelling at him and talking shit to him. And so then he actually like stands up for himself.
That's when he initiates the divorce.
Yeah. And he says, you know what? I did the duty I was supposed to do. So like, no one's going to give a shit. You threatening me with, they're going to excommunicate me. They don't give a shit. The whole goal of us being together was to have an heir. I did that. Now we can be done. And so then he just basically says that the only reason he was putting up with her was because, their daughter could have a normal childhood. And now that she's basically almost grown up, like, fuck it, there's no point. So then basically she goes to, talk shit about him more and slap him and shit. And that's kind of the end of it. Mm-hmm. So she tells Stolas, oh, you're going to pay for this, basically. And then basically Stolas is just there, just being sad as fuck. This episode was fucking.
Did it have any songs?
Yeah, there was that one little song
that Fizzarelli sang. Right?
Well, no, it was Fizzarelli, and then there was that little one that Stolas did towards the end.
Oh yeah, that little one. It's literally called Stolas Sings. Or
yeah, yeah. And so, I mean, that episode was fucking kind of sad, man. Yeah, there were some funny jokes and shit in there, but it was fucking kind of depressing.
Yeah, it was a heavy hitter,
and it was one of those ones that really
poor Helluva Boss.
Yeah, and it shows you their, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, that, and then it shows their backstory. So now, because we don't know anything about how this whole thing came about, and then when you get to see, oh shit, this is how it happens. And honestly, this was like the perfect way to start off.
Like it goes all the way back to the pilot where he falls on the table. Sorry, I fucked her husband.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was cool to see her go like, what? And she looks up at him and goes, yeah. He goes, what is that? He goes, that is the sound. And he rips off the thing of not getting divorce sign.
Yeah.
Of a divorce.
So yeah, I thought that that episode was pretty fucking good. And I think it was the perfect way to kind of start off season 2 with basically a prequel episode and kind of show the whole backstory between everybody, which was pretty cool. Anyway, so then we get into episode 2, the Seeing Stars. Now, this is the LA episode where Octavia decides to steal Stolas' grimoire.
No?
Grimoire.
There you go.
And she goes to fucking LA. So
because she whispered the thing, taking me to the stars, and she lands on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, whatever it's called.
Yeah, because he says he's going to show her the stars, right? Yeah. She has it on her calendar that this is when it's going to happen, and Stolas is just in the middle of this divorce, and he just is not.
Well, she's already gone, so now he's in the process of getting her shit back,
right? And so he's just dealing with all that, and I mean,
it sucks. Yeah, he forgot.
Yeah,
but you can't blame him in the situation.
Right. Yeah, no, you really can't.
But if she would have said something, I'm sure he would have been like,
yeah, he would have been like, oh yeah, we need to do this.
Yeah.
So, but she's a teenage girl, and they want, and like most girls, they want you to initiate.
Get ready.
What?
Because it's coming.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
I don't know. You still got like,
I got another 7 maybe.
How old is she now?
She's gonna be 6 this year. So I got another maybe 5 to 6 years before it really starts getting.
7 years is when she's officially a teen.
Right. 13. So 12. I don't know when that attitude starts. I feel like
she already has it.
Between like 12 and 14 is when it begins.
She already has it, dude.
Yeah, but
she ratted you out to your mom.
God, I know that was so fucked up. That was so fucked up, man.
She freaking Josh denies her a toy, so she grabs the iPad, video calls Josh's mom, and tells on him.
Yeah, and she told my own kid told on me to my own mother. And then you know what the worst part was? My mom
worked.
yelled at me.
It worked.
Yeah, yeah. Which I gotta.
I don't even forget about the time she fucking roasted me.
Oh yeah, that's true. God damn.
Your child's a menace already.
I know, dude, and I guess you get what you pay for because I was definitely a super menace when I was a child. But
not only that, but you spoiled the fuck out of her.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, all right. So yeah, that's a BFN episode right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to this real quick. So essentially, Octavia gets pissed that he forgot about her. So she takes the fucking grimoire and she says, "Take me to the stars." And then what does it do? It dumps her right on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And she's just like completely.
Well, you also missed the part where fucking Blitz is getting his ass handed to him by Luna because he finally had to talk with her about being more respectful to clients.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's how she was able to sneak in.
Yeah.
Distracted.
Right. Yeah. And so then basically, yeah, that was the whole reason of how they got there, how she got the grimoire.
Like, how the hell am I going to tell Stolas about this?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, doesn't he like you? He goes, I'm sure he'll take it better coming from you. He goes, look, my dick is good, but it's not that good.
Yeah. And so then he's like, okay. So he's like, hey, Stolas, it seems like somebody came in here and stole the grimoire.
No, he said it was
Octavia, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, your daughter came in and stole the grimoire. Okay, bye. And then he hangs up on him real quick.
Yeah, you're right. He did take it great.
Yeah.
And then he comes in all full demon form.
Yeah.
It's a Blitzy.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So then basically Octavia's down there. No one fucking knows. She doesn't know where she is. She's like, what the fuck is going on? So she tries to go on this, like, one of those Starstruck tours or whatever it's called.
Thinking it was going to take her to the stars.
Yeah. And so then all of them are doing the rest of the crew are getting into a portal so that they can go.
So Blitz is disguise. Because, they use big ass ears to cover his horns.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, that he looks like a celebrity.
Right.
You think that was a shot at Ben Stiller? Because that's always like the Hollywood joke about how he has big ass ears.
I don't know, maybe, but I don't know.
I felt like they were making a reference to somebody there.
I feel like they were, but I don't know who the fuck they were talking about.
Even Family Guy had that joke where Ben Stiller flew away using his elevator ears.
Yeah. So then it's funny because like when they come out, that's when you see Luna and Stolas turn into their human forms, and then they're just like, fuck, what about us? And then they're like, oh, you guys can't do this? And they're like, no. Well, I guess we'll just have to get regular disguises. And
I wonder why Hellhounds have that ability, but the imps don't.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Something for the what do you call it? The lore to explain maybe one of these days.
Yeah. We know the sinners come to hell with powers.
Right, yeah.
Based on the life they live.
Yeah.
And then the more souls you get, the more powerful you get.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. Because I think the bottom tier of the hierarchy is Hellhounds.
Oh, okay.
And then that's why imps are able to adopt them.
Right.
But then again, Luna's stronger than Blitzo and she's able to use magic.
Right, yeah, which is weird.
Did Blitz ever use the book or was it always Luna?
No, I always saw her doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually ever did.
So again, does that mean that imps aren't capable of doing that?
Could possibly be. So basically, yeah, who do they think he was? Brendan Ragers was who they thought he was.
Oh, Brendan Rogers.
Yeah, I guess. And then
that's his voice actor.
Yeah. And so they fucking go after him, and then Stolas has to pretend to be like his agent because they really think it's this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And so they take him to go to this movie set or whatever. And so then Luna goes around looking for Octavia still.
He has to find her through was it Hell's version of Twitter or whatever?
Yeah, basically, because she saw her posting on Hellstagram, I think is what it's called, right? Yeah. And so she goes over there and she
Did you ever look at the apps on the phones?
No.
So the bank app is called something with Momon because he's the
green one. Yeah.
I guess like alcohol delivery and shit like that was Beelzejuice or whatever. I think there was one called Satan's Wrath or whatever. where it's a workout app.
Oh, that's funny.
So like, I thought that's funny.
That is funny. Anyway, so then basically Blitz kind of like, you see when Blitz is doing this thing with the lines or whatever, and that's when you kind of see the backstory of him and Luna a little bit, and it shows him, you know, like in the pound or whatever, adopting her or whatever, the Hellhound jail or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. And Blitz is just like, oh, I'm not giving her up. Ah! And then like
he goes psychotic.
He goes crazy. And
it was funny. People didn't know. A lot of people didn't notice it, but there were signs all around the back saying "Warning: LA water acidic" and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so people were thinking that when Stolas threw the water and it burned that fucker alive, that it was his powers.
But it was just acid.
No,
water.
it was just the LA water.
Yeah, that's funny.
And once again, like as I said earlier, he made that one joke off the teleprompter and everybody laughed.
Yeah.
And it got to his head and he started going off script.
Right, yeah.
And the only one laughing was Stolas.
Yeah. And then it was funny because the audience was like, laugh anyway. Like the signs to them.
Laugh anyway.
Yeah, it's like, laugh anyway. And then they would do it. That was fucking hilarious. So then whatever, them two escape. And then it goes back to, you know, Luna.
And Octavia.
She finds her.
Yeah.
And they're just
heart to heart.
Yeah, they have a little heart to heart. And she's like, yeah.
That's where they both realize, she realizes, yeah, my dad's just. Oh, dude, that fucking line, though, dude. He goes, why couldn't he love me more than he hates her?
Oh, yeah, I know.
I was like,
that's
damn.
pretty hardcore.
Like, it's one of my favorite lines, too, from Has Been Hotel was when, after the Poison song, where, what's his name?
Oh, Angel Dust, yeah.
And Husker were having that conversation right before their song.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like saying like why he's on a self-destructive bender and stuff. He's like, because maybe if I end up broken, I won't be his favorite plaything anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a good line.
That is a good line. So basically after this little heart-to-heart, they all...
Yeah, she realizes that dad's doing the best he can.
Yeah, they both kind of realize that.
Realize that, yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, they both realize that their dads are trying to do the best they can with what they got, and, you know, that they actually do, you know, love them.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, after that, they all just meet up, and essentially that's it. That's the end of it, and they all go back.
By the way, Purple Haze for Bang Energy might be my least favorite.
Yeah, no good.
It's all right. It's better than Birthday Cake. I know you loved it.
Birthday Cake, man.
I know you loved it for the first couple drinks.
Yeah, and then it just wears on you.
Yeah. Isn't that like your favorite thing?
Yeah, I love anything birthday cake flavor, and they managed to ruin it somehow.
That was the third episode?
All right, so the third episode is X's and O's, which this was the one where you see they retconned Moxie's backstory or whatever.
Because in the pilot, he says his parents are dead.
Yeah,
and then they also say that.
And they also said that he told what's her name that he was from. He's like, I'm from here too, like, you know, Wrath Ring, but he's not. He's from the Greed Ring.
Yeah.
So basically, it starts off where when Moxie tells Luna like, oh hey, I've lost, you know,
a couple
pounds, so like, you know, I'm not really fat anymore. And then Millie,
not Millie, or Luna,
Luna fucking is just like, yeah, okay, fatty, whatever you say. And then Millie barges in, and then
she's fucking shit up.
Yeah, she starts destroying things because one of her exes, she's like, oh man, he went on to become rich and has a bright future, and how he's got a bigger dick even. And Moxie's like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, what do you mean? And then so basically she just gets fucking pissed and she hits this cupboard that's got all these like pictures or whatever, and then Blitz comes out and he's like,
missed that. What was
he's
that?
Like, no, my research. And
but what were the images?
You couldn't tell, but I think it's all pictures of them. I think it's them too, because it's all of his stalker like things that he's doing.
Like, I love that line from the pilot where he's singing that song to Millie, and then at the end, Millie, and then his eyes shone. Are you fucking recording us?
Yeah,
he's just outside it.
Yeah. So then, because Blitz was talking on the phone when this happened, and so he says, all right, cool, well, whatever, we got this invite to go down to the Greed Ring for a client. So
I like to I like how they keep the continuity that, because in the House of Asmodeus, Fizzarelli is talking shit, and he goes, I swear to God, whoever burnt down my fucking Lululand is gonna get their ass beat.
Yeah.
You find out, you know, it was Blitz.
Right, yeah.
And then in this scene where they're flying in a helicopter through the green ring, you see that Lululand is just ashes.
It's just ashes still, yeah. And so then basically he's like, well, how are we going to get there? And they're like, oh, he's sending us our own helicopter. And just as he says that, the wall explodes again and this ramp comes in. And he's like, oh, come on.
There's the door.
Yeah, he's like, Jesus Christ. So he's like, all right, whatever. So then they get on board and then they go down there. And it turns out that they go meet this mob boss.
You give me one?
This one? Oh, a cigar? Yeah. They go to meet this mob boss. And it turns out that it's actually Moxie's dad. And his dad is basically
mob boss.
Yeah, he's a mob boss. And who was that fucking guy that fucking was the ex-boyfriend? What was his name? Was
Chaz.
Chaz? Yeah, that's right. So basically he says, oh no, we got to have dinner and blah, blah, blah. And so that's where his fucking
Moxie, I raised you better.
Yeah.
No business until after dinner.
Yeah. And so then they fucking basically end up having the dinner, and then essentially that's when Chaz pops in and starts talking shit, and they're like, what do you mean? And then they're like, oh yes, he's here. And then that's when it gets revealed to Moxie that
was Millie's ex.
Yeah, that was Millie's ex. And then it's revealed.
I love that Blitz. Is, what? There's someone out there that's fucked both of you?
Yeah, he gets so mad. He's like, God damn it. So then
You think he's ever gonna get that threesome?
I think he will. I think he'll get it. I think it'll happen.
We already established that Moxie likes getting pegged.
Right, exactly. It'll happen. So then essentially it's revealed then to what's his name? Moxie, that, oh no, this guy has money now and we need to get at it. So
when they make him a maid, the only way to do that
is because Moxie's like, well, the only way you can do that if they're a member of the family. He's like, yeah, he's gonna be, because he's gonna marry you. And he's like,
and then you also find out that Chaz betrayed him and all that
right.
shit.
Yeah. And then so he's like, fuck, man. So then they basically set this whole thing up where he's got to get fucking married to Chaz.
I like the scene. He goes, what? I even dressed the hell up for you for your queer ways.
Yeah, it's all dildos.
Dildos everywhere.
And then you hear Blitz in the back. He's like, cool, dildo wall.
I was saying, like, he was saying, like, he goes, nobody would like this. And that's when you hear in the background, dildo wall. That's fucking great.
Yeah. So then basically fucking Blitz ends up fucking this guy, Chaz, because he goes to try to fuck Moxie. It doesn't work. He goes to try to fuck Millie. It doesn't work. And then Blitz is like, oh, hey.
I was wondering how long it's going to take you.
Yeah.
Going, so he tries to go, he goes, oh, you think it's that easy? He goes, I'll show you the shit they like. Deal.
Yeah, deal. Yeah. And so then basically Blitz finds out that
he isn't actually rich.
He doesn't actually have any money because he goes out to check his car and he sees basically it's all just bullshit.
Nobody that's that bad in bed can land two hotties like that.
Yeah. And so he goes back and then he's like, oh shit. He finds out the evidence and then he gets tranquilizer gunned and then he ends up in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's when the wedding's about to happen, but everything's on lockdown and Moxie obviously is wearing the fucking wedding gown, which is fucking hilarious. And so then that's when
this is the first time that they showed somebody in hell that was homophobic.
Oh yeah, that's true because his dad was pretty. Yeah, he's like because he keeps calling them like you people. He's like for your people,
Was it it was like one of those memes that was talking about like how could you promote Has-Been Hotel and Helluva Boss when they promote LGBTQs and whatever. Mm-hmm. And the guy just looks at him. So let me ask you a question. In your biblical terms, what happens? Where do all the gay people go when they die? Well, they go to it's like
it's literally. It's not proving it because it's fictional, but it's like this is what it looks like there according to your fucking logic,
right?
So, basically, then Millie ends up busting out Blitz from the trunk, and then they crash through the wall with the car.
What did you think of the song?
Oh yeah, that song was fucking cool. What the fuck was it called?
The Baddest Bitch in Rap.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was cool.
Because like as soon as he turns on, the first song that comes on is the Lululand.
Yeah, he's like, nope.
Because like it turns on and it shows him he's about to drive. Like, nope, and it goes back to him.
Yeah. And so, basically, that's essentially the episode ends with them basically killing everybody. Well, they kill everybody except for Moxie's dad.
And then you see at the end he mounts Chaz's jaws on
to the wall. Yeah. And that was kind of cool.
And the sign just says not married bitch or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And then they go back, they fly back in the helicopter, and then they fucking they crash through the wall again to fucking get back in the office. That episode was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Oh, god damn it. The thing froze. Oh, there it goes. So episode 2 was pretty good.
That was 3.
Or 3, I'm sorry. And then episode 4. This was
the return
of Stryker, Western Energy.
But this time voiced by Edward Bosco.
Yeah. And
who
so
voiced Alistair in the
original pilot, of Helluva Boss.
And also was a member of one of my favorite D&D campaigns, The Unexpectables.
Oh yeah, nice.
Which is funny. That's how I first learned about Has Been Hotel.
Was for that
because they kept talking to him about it, and he's like, he kept talking in his Alistair voice, but it was weird because it didn't have the radio effect.
Reverb or whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Which is weird because it Has Been Hotel, it was strong, but going forward they toned it down a lot.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so this episode 4 starts off with Stolas and Stella, and they're at some like cafe or whatever.
With their brother.
Yeah, with her brother, and they're talking about the divorce. And
they're coming to terms.
But
in reality, it was just a ploy to get him in a spot for Stryker to get him.
Right. And so that's basically what happens. Stryker ends up just getting him. And he basically... Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Blitz has to take Luna to get her shots or whatever.
It's a shot, but it's
like a giant,
hell of a shot.
Yeah, it's a hell of a shot, man. It's huge. And so...
I just love, like, she's the dog, so she's freaking out.
Yeah. And so basically, he's just like, okay, you gotta go handle this.
Well, even before that, when he calls him, he's on the back because he's got that rope around him.
Oh, yeah.
And she calls him, he goes, oh yeah, I've been kidnapped and all this stuff. He goes, who is it, Mox, like, who is it, your excellency, whatever he says.
Yeah.
He goes, what does he look like? It's just Lucius Stryker. Hot? He's like, that's Stryker.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
And it looks, I love those fucking little guys fucking singing that song.
Oh, yeah.
It's Stryker.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny.
And like he kept getting pissed about it, and then finally at the end where the guy's like, it's Stryker, doing that whole like extended like whatever they call it. Shut the fuck up. What do you think of how Edward did it versus Norman Reedus?
I thought it was just as good. I mean, it was a little bit different, but it wasn't bad by any stretch. It was just different.
Well, he's actually a professional voice actor.
Right, yeah. So
where Norman Reedus is just a professional. Well,
right, yeah.
But he's a professional actor. But he's obviously done voice roles and stuff because he's been in video games.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead, obviously.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna be typecast? Because I don't know if you ever played Death Stranding, but he kind of plays like
it's
Daryl.
The same. Yeah, it's kind of like Daryl. Yeah.
Just except he has the whole phobia of people touching him.
Right. Yeah.
Which part 2 is coming out. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
But because I don't know, Norman Reedus just played it like his normal voice, where Edward is trying to do he has that like Western drawl to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was 2 different styles. I don't know how like you would took it.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So then basically, Moxie and Millie are going to go do this. He's like, you guys go do this. I got to go do this. Because he's like, I'm waiting for this appointment for fucking 2 years.
5 years.
Or whatever. Yeah. And he's
it's
like,
funny. He says, they're supposed to get him every 3 years, but it takes 5 years to get an appointment.
Get the appointment. Yeah. So he's like, she's way overdue for this and we need to go. So basically they're like, cool, we'll go do that and you go do this.
And in this episode, I really like the fact that Moxie was like, where he got bullied and he didn't cower. He actually said, fine, I guess we're doing this, and he fucking kills him.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's cool. He's finally starting to get, he's a lot different from the person was in episode 1.
Right. Yeah, true.
On a side note,
the
pilot episode, do you consider that to be an episode 1 of a series or not?
Nah, I mean, it's the pilot. Like, it's the...
Well, because if you look at shows like Young Sheldon, the pilot was episode 1, and then the next episode was episode 2.
I mean, it just depends. Some shows do it like that. I I think for shows like these, like the pilot is because the pilot's meant to be, I think, generally the proof of concept hey, like this is the show, this is what it's about.
Well, that's the funny thing because the reason some of them get first episodes, sorry, I mean switch off, is because the pilot is, like you said, a proof of concept, and then the next episode is usually the actual,
the real first episode. Yeah,
I think the times when the pilot is actually the first episode is when the pilot is actual canon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because a lot of times from like I don't know what show it was where the pilot was the story was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So the pilot wasn't considered an episode 1.
Yeah.
So there was a pilot, and then the season 1 episode was episode 1.
Right.
But I'm saying the reason I bring this up because there's a guy I follow. He did all of Has Been Hotel.
Uh-huh.
And he's currently working his way through Helluva Boss.
Mm.
He never reacted to the pilot episode.
Oh, okay.
So he went back to it and he was saying that it's their fault that he missed it because the pilot should have been episode 1.
Oh, I got you.
So that's why I'm asking you, what do you think?
Nah, yeah, I think that they did it as like a proof of concept, and then they were like, okay, cool, now, because then you can maybe secure some additional funding. Like that's kind of what the whole point of it is like you make the pilot so you can shop it around, and then
whatchamacallit? Because that's what I'm saying. Because both pilots were canon,
right? Which I think is fine. I think I'm cool with that. I'd prefer that actually, because then it makes it not really a waste of time to watch it.
Which is, I guess, well, I'm not gonna go over in huge detail, but one of the things I'm liking about the current trend in anime is where the movies are becoming canon as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's not like Dragon Ball Z originally was, where the movies were just a fun little story to tell, but it doesn't nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
Where then Battle of the Gods is canon.
Right.
Super Broly is canon. Superheroes canon. Broly's canon now.
Yeah.
From the Super line.
Right.
And oh man. He's already being missed.
Yeah, true story.
He's the only man in history that brought peace to the cartels for
just a short period of time.
Yeah. But anyway. So that's the one thing I always like is like with Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, those movies are being treated as part of the story.
Yeah.
This is different with Demon Slayer because they're taking a season and making that into a movie, which was the Mugen Train arc.
Right, yeah.
And I think there's another one that came out.
Yeah. What's like another arc that they turn into just like a movie.
And then fucking Overlord just announced a new movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool what they're doing. Well, this is the wrong podcast.
Yeah. We'll talk about it on anime. But anyways.
Well, I'm just saying that I like that concept where something like that could be canon as well.
Everything's canon, yes. So basically, this episode is basically just Moxie and Millie fighting Stryker, going back and forth, and also going back and forth.
This fucking statue with the
huge dick, yeah, with the giant cod piece, like he hangs his hat on it, and then that's where it goes back between them fighting, and also
like was it that one joke when he was riding the thing and like he breaks the phone?
Yeah, oh yeah,
and then also like, oh shit. Am I in danger?
Yeah. And then that's when it goes back and forth between Luna getting her shot and Blitz trying to fucking make that happen. And like he ends up having to chase her around with the fucking shot to try to get her to get it.
While they were playing that second song, which I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was called either. Basically,
it was a good like transition between the two.
Yeah, it was. They did a really good job. And basically, the episode just ends essentially with they take Stolas to the hospital, and
like I love that scene where like what's his name, Blitz gets where Blitz gets ran over by the ambulance that's bringing Stolas.
Yeah,
and then like all he sees are like just like the feathers from his tailcoat.
Right. Yeah,
and you see that look of concern on Blitz right away.
Right. Yeah,
and he said himself like Stolas can be hurt.
Yeah, and then he texts him and says, Blitzo tells him to get well soon, and then he texts back and says that, I'll be in the hospital for a while and you can visit me anytime, and then just no reply.
He started typing.
And then he just stopped. And then that's where it ends. That's where the episode ends, which was fucking sad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was fucking sad.
And then episode 5, Unhappy Campers. This was actually funny.
The whole story between Millie and Moxie was like my least favorite thing in this.
Of this episode?
Yeah. Blitz's like searching of his sister was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like putting a hat on not a hat on a hat.
No, yeah, it's like we already kind of know this dynamic. We've seen it. They've gotten like the previous episode was almost a solo Millie and Moxie episode, which is kind of what this turns into. And we've had those.
And again, it ends with them showing, oh yeah, we still love each other. That was never in question.
Right. We get it. We fucking get it.
I mean, it was cool to see her like that song. The song she's sang were fucking fun.
Yeah.
But like there was no reason to make Moxie not antagonist, but
like the bad guy, basically. Yeah. And so then basically Blitzo breaks into something like a rehab center, and he gets tased by the lady.
You first think that he's trying to go see Stolish or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And it's not. He was going down there to see his sister. And so the nurse basically says like, oh, she's gone and don't fucking find her.
She's doing good.
Yeah.
But she wasn't.
Yeah, but she wasn't. And so then basically Moxie and Millie.
She's working for Asmodeus, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And so
like, I said it before, but I love that scene where they finally catch her.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh my God, are you on hate again? What? No, it's heroin.
It's just heroin. Oh, thank God.
Okay,
Yeah, H8 or whatever it was. And then she's like, no, it's just heroin. And he's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And so basically there was the sinner that came down that wanted them to kill.
He didn't know who killed him, so it was
they had to go do like an investigation.
Work, yeah.
And Moxie was like, yes. So then Blitzo's like, I'm not in the mood for this shit. Like, fucking deal with it. And so then they're like, all right. So then they go deal with it. And basically they're doing their investigation and stuff or whatever. The camp, Ivana Come More. That was pretty funny.
Ivana Come More, yeah.
And so basically, like, Millie is the fucking like the popular one, and Moxie, as he tried to be the popular one,
ended up being the
totally failed and was the most hated one. And so then basically they just do a couple of things to investigate and find out, and they basically figure out who's the kid that.
As we find out, though, it took him a week to do that.
Yeah, basically took him a week, and then Blitz shows up
and gets it like
the
first 10
and
minutes.
he's like, it took you guys a week to figure this out? Jesus Christ.
This is why I never put you in charge.
Yeah. And so then you find out his sister's there and she's buying drugs from this kid. Or they have some sort of deal.
He's happy. I think he's helping her move the drugs so she can send him back down to hell.
Yeah, something like that.
Because this is where we find out that the people that work for Asmodeus are the only other people
that can go back and forth to Earth. Yeah,
Earth and hell.
So essentially, then they have this whole thing that comes down and fight, and then eventually that they kill that guy, and then it's done. And it's funny because at the end she does this like that song or whatever, and she makes out with Moxie at the thing, and they're twins.
Their story was that they were
brother and sisters. Yeah. And so then on the news it's like saying all this shit about the teen pop star fucking Millard is apparently incestuous, and this is disgusting, and it was pretty funny. So then that's pretty much the end of it. What's his name? His sister tells her to fuck off. Basically tells him to fuck off or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
That was pretty sad.
Like, what's up with this fucking twink? He goes, oh, don't worry about him. He works for me.
Yeah.
What's with that twink?
He's like,
don't worry about him.
He works for me. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah.
This is also the first time we saw like Moxie have bloodlust.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he did. He wanted to kill this dude so bad.
It was just the whole thing about him failing and everything. It pushed him to like go.
Yeah. And then
so this episode.
Here we go with episode 6. Oops. Which this is the one where Fizzaroli gets fucking kidnapped in the Wrath Ring or the Greed Ring.
And it's a story about friendship and, I guess for lack of a better term, forgiveness.
Yeah, and basically
literally there are 12 years of hatred for each other. Yeah. All they needed was a 5-minute conversation.
Right, that was it. Yeah. And what was hilarious was because Asmodeus tells him, hey, don't fucking go and like maintain.
This was the episode where I said like that they're fucking adorable together.
Yeah. He's like, maintain a low profile down there. And he's like, oh, absolutely. And the second he gets there,
the most elaborate purple fucking limousine with the license plate that says Jizz Lord.
Yeah, Jizz Lord. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
And then he gets out. He's wearing the most flamboyant fucking shit.
Yeah, and he's
fucking
got all
dildos shooting confetti.
And he got all these dogs. Well, they're like dogs. They're like little chihuahuas, but they're like
chupacabras.
Yeah. And they're fucking just like...
He ends up killing the guy because he chokes on the confetti.
And then he just basically causes the whole scene and then immediately gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Well, it's funny. What caused him to get kidnapped is that he gets into a fight with Blitz.
Yeah, and then they fucking start fighting in the streets, and then they
you
both
see,
really get
Stryker,
kidnapped.
yeah.
So then Stryker basically takes him back, and he's like working for Moxie's dad.
Yeah, the mob now.
And he's like, "Oh, I got these guys here." And so then Moxie's dad basically says, "Hey, we're gonna send off this fucking whatchamacallit. We're gonna send this demand letter off to.
Oh, and send a video through Fizaroli's phone.
Yeah, he texted him. Yeah, he texted him like a video chat.
And at this point, you find out that Stolas
had a meeting with him
and he was trying to get one of his crystals that
So
allows him to go up to heaven or
to Earth, so he could just give it to Blitz.
And he says no because my partner
Hates him. Yeah.
He goes, my business partner.
Yeah. Hates him. So no.
As we saw in that whole thing, it's hell's worst kept secret.
Right. Yeah. Basically. And so essentially that's when these attorneys show up with the thing, and then Stolas is like, well, he's like, oh fuck, I don't want to read this, and he's like gonna sign it, and he's like, just give me the paperwork. And so then he's like, well, hold on.
He's like, hold on.
He's like, you should read this really. He's like, I actually am an avid reader. Let me go ahead and take care of this.
In like 10 seconds, and like, oh yeah, you're giving up everything, and he gets to still kill Fizaroli.
Yeah, and he's like, what? And then he's like, oh, that was just a test to see if you were paying attention. Here's the real contract. And then
So like, ooh, I love reading.
Yeah.
No, I love words.
Yeah, because he pulls out this briefcase that's like just full of like 1,000 pages of shit. So basically, between Blitz and Fizaroli, they end up working out their differences and basically how, oh, you never came after the fire, which Blitz started technically by accident, which ended up fucking causing Fizaroli to lose all of his limbs, which is why he has to have those fucking robot arms.
It also explains why Blitz has that white mark on his face.
Right, yeah. And well, that's also the fire that killed his mom too. So like,
we assume.
Well, yeah, in assuming, I'm pretty sure that is what it is.
It makes sense to explain why the sister will hate him too.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, they have this conversation about it, and they basically say like, shit, man, they told me you didn't come. And he's like, they told me you didn't want to see me. And he's like, I never said that. And he's like, yeah, I never said that either. And they're like, God damn it. And so then they end up actually becoming friends again.
Yeah.
And they help each other out. They break out of the fucking capture thing. And it was funny when Fizaroli's doing the song of like, look over here, look over there,
here.
look over here. I don't know.
It goes, can you hurry the hell up, Blitz?
Yeah.
I can't do this forever.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And he's like, I just need 60 more seconds. And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm running out of deals for this bit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And then basically at the end of it, they end up making it back, and Fizaroli is well, he broke one of his fucking arms or whatever off, so Asmodeus puts on a new one for him, and then they end up being adorable, and then
go and have hardcore
fucking sex for sure. And then that leaves us to the final episode, Mammon's Magnificent Musical Mid-Season Special, episode 7, which is a special. It's not actually listed as an episode, so I don't know if this is just a yeah, all right.
The joke being is that he does this every year.
Yeah. And so this was like basically this whole episode was about.
Did you see the moon in the greed ring?
Was money?
It was a Bitcoin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a big. Yeah. So then basically you see.
Before you continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's this whole theory about Mammon or Mammon. What do you want to call him?
Yeah.
He's the sin of
the greed ring, right?
Greed.
Yeah.
But they're saying that he's the one that he has characteristics of all the other sins as well.
Interesting.
So greed. So he obviously shows out how greedy he is.
Yeah.
He's also lustful because he has those sex dolls with him.
True.
You saw how instantly he can get mad. His wrath.
Yeah, true.
They're saying he has a lot of pride because he's copying fucking Satan's motif.
Yeah, pretty
Lucifer's,
much.
I mean,
Yeah.
With the amusement park, and he even has the staff. Like
right. Yeah.
He's very gluttonous. You saw how he ate that popcorn.
Oh yeah.
So they're saying like he shows all the traits of the 7 sins.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And he's also the only sin we see go into demon mode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So besides Lucifer.
Right. Yeah. And so basically it's this competition that Mammon has every year
this is his sign of his greed greed and sloth. He wants somebody else to do the work for him so he can profit.
He can make all the money, yeah.
And do nothing.
Yeah, basically. And so it's like some pageant competition or whatever.
It's a clown competition.
Yeah, and so basically what's his name? Fizaroli has to do it. And
for some reason
he just won't fucking let it go. And so then Asmodeus says, fine, if you're going to do it, I'm going to hire somebody to, protect you. And so he ends up hiring Blitz to fucking protect him. And so he goes with them, and basically you end up seeing how
broken he is.
Yeah, how really
Literally.
broken. Yeah, like how really broken he truly is,
Both
and
emotionally and physically.
right, yeah. And so then, you see him basically,
How he's being fucking manipulated
Yeah,
by Maimon.
basically, yeah,
Momon, or whatever his name is.
Mammon, yeah. And essentially, he's trying to win this pageant, and there's like all these fucking other clown competitions, like those two chicks or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like his number one. They're like trading back and forth, and then
We think of that little. They called it a song, but I didn't really treat it as a song where Maimon's like, "Oh, and here's Fizzarelli," or blah, 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 blah. Like we're just talking in beat, but he's not actually singing.
Yeah, that was all right. And then it does show Blitz and Fizzarelli as kids when they went to their first fucking Maimon concert or whatever. And then fucking he's like, "Man, I can't believe we gave all our money that we fucking saved to go see this fucking stupid ass show."
Do you remember that kid he stretched out?
Okay.
Maimon, when he was on stage, he grabs a kid and he just stretches him and shoots him off.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was the inventor dude. I say.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
why he's tall, because Maimon stretched him.
Oh, that's pretty fucking hilarious. That's a really good fucking little lore thing right there. That's like a hidden kind of thing. That's pretty cool. A Easter egg, I guess. And so basically, what else happens in that? They have the competitions.
The songs, dude.
Oh yeah, the songs. Which one was it called?
They had Clown Bitch.
Oh yeah, Clown Bitch was pretty good.
Which was those two girls were voiced by the girl who played Katie Killjoy in the pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is funny. She's now being played by Brandon Rogers.
Yeah.
In the actual series, but this is her singing those, and like both of them have the same. She's playing both of them.
Yeah.
And dude, that fucking song was great.
Yeah, that was great.
It has that one line that I really fucking love: the money can't buy you happiness, but it can rent you paradise.
Yeah. So then basically, Asmodeus ends up fucking coming down and showing up.
Yeah. Well, he showed up. He was in the catwalk, the red carpet.
Right.
Then he left. Yeah. Then he. Well, we also missed the part with the stalker. All right.
Hold on. Something's playing music.
Do you
hear?
Down here? I'm not hearing music, dude.
Hold on.
Wait, I'm hearing something. Hold on.
Dude, yeah. Okay. All right, dude. That was the craziest thing ever. So
I thought I was having a stroke.
I think that what they did on this wiki page is because there's a shit ton of ads on there, and there's 30 or 40 of them on this page, and I think one of them is someone bought an ad space on this, and it's linked to play a song, but you can't turn it off. So if it's somebody who's like trying to become like a songwriter or a song artist, and they want their song to become viral, if you link it and it dings all the hits on these pages, every time somebody clicks on this page, it's giving you one listen every single time. Mm-hmm. So that's fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy. All right. Anyways, sorry. That was we were talking about the end of the episode.
No, they were talking about something else. Oh yeah, that's Asmodeus.
Oh yeah, Asmodeus. Yeah.
So this is when he comes in and them two have a heart to heart.
Yeah.
Oh no, but we completely skipped over the stalker.
Oh yeah, the stalker. That's right. Go ahead with the stalker.
Where we saw in the flashback where he was obsessed with Fizzarelli even back when he was just in the circus.
Yeah. And then Blitz was the one that told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
And again, Blitz is the one that's told him to fuck off again.
Yeah, he comes back. He goes, and your sex ball can barely make me come.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he gets under his skin. Which was the start of his breakdown.
Yeah. And so then basically
then the bitches do their song, and it forces him to go into which starts his panic attack when he runs in there.
Yeah.
And that's when Asmodeus comes in and breaks it, tells him, hey, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
He goes, you're gonna have me no matter what.
Right, yeah.
And then they have that little cute chasing each other song.
Yeah, and then Mammon tries to
the stalker comes in.
That's right, yeah.
He goes, you're not gonna ignore me anymore. That's when Blitz finally kills him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so you two really are a thing. Fucking hypocrites.
Yeah.
Because of the Asmodeus,
song. Yeah, exactly. And so then basically Mammon tries to blackmail them and say, I'm gonna tell everybody.
Before that, fucking Fizzaroli's song.
Oh yeah.
Fucking 2 Minute Notice.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Like, it's basically just saying everything that any one of us has ever wanted to say to their boss.
Yeah, basically.
My 2 minute notice. So fuck you. And then when he gets the audience, did you really think I was gonna like? Oh, it's a fucking great song. One of my favorite songs.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I mean, Alex Brightman's a great singer, so
yeah, definitely. And so after that, then that's when we get
when my mom gets pissed because he quit.
Yeah, and then now he's gonna blackmail them.
You were like the son I never wanted.
Yeah. And so then Mammon's gonna blackmail them.
Well, it's funny too. Did you catch that joke at the beginning where Mammon's like when he goes on stage, he's all when he's trying to get somebody to when he first announces it.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to audition. He's like, goes, yes. Goes, except if you're a woman. I'm sorry, but women are not funny.
Yeah.
And then at that moment, written by Vivian.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And then he even says, he goes, it's coming down to Fizzaroli and whatever those two chicks were, who are forcing me to rethink my statement from earlier.
So then, so Mammon threatens to blackmail them by telling the secret about how they're in love or whatever.
Straight up.
He tells everybody. He just says, fuck, I don't give a fuck. Tells everybody. And then Mammon basically is like shocked and is like, well,
like, fuck, you took the thunder out of me.
Yep. Now I have no power over you. So fuck it. Fine. He's just basically.
But he tells them you're going to regret revealing it.
You're going to regret revealing this. And then he just kind of disappears and the whole place blows up. And then at the end, when they're in the limo ride and they're all.
So, which one of you tops?
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. That was how they ended the episode. And that was it. So.
And then the thing they released after this,
which was the.
Look My Way music video.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I thought it was pretty good.
Well, did you see how it starts off with them bringing the gem, the crystal,
right?
So they can so you can give it to Blitz to teleport.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
But you understand the significance of that.
Well, he agreed to give it to him. So
yeah, but you understand why Stolas wanted it.
Why is he gonna break up with him?
That's what the whole song's about. That he's giving him the choice to
stick around. Like, you don't need me for this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're gonna be still with me, then this will prove the point.
This is your choice now. He's taking away though. Like he even said in the song,
like it doesn't matter. Like he doesn't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be with him anymore.
Yeah,
and they even said in the song where it's like, so the greatest mercy I can give you, and then you see the connection line between them two breaks.
Yeah.
Is to release you. And he goes, it's something about like I already forgot the line. It was so great where he's like, where I seek your forgiveness for making, or it was a rhyme. I can't remember, but I seek your forgiveness for making you a means to an end.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that means to end. Was it the divorce or
maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
Out of his depression.
Could be. Yeah.
But yeah. So I fucking love that song.
Yeah, it was a good song. So, all in all, so far, season 1 or season 2, I mean, part 1. What do you think?
So far, good.
So far, so good. I think it's obviously still too early to give it a rating because it's
not complete.
It's not done yet. But so far, it's good. It's just as good as season 1, maybe so far. So, and considering we only had this many episodes essentially for season 1 to begin with, so now we've got a whole nother 7 episodes left or whatever the number is going to be.
What's your favorite episode so far?
So far, man, I don't know. I think that first episode was like really good. That the circus one.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's the last one.
Yeah.
It's either that one or the one before when they made up.
Yeah. Those are good too. Those are good too. That one was a good episode. So,
motherfucker, you blew me up again.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Like, yeah, but this time I stayed.
Yeah, this time I stayed. So, anyways, all right. Well, you got anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
All right, cool. Well, to cap it off, I guess
our next episode on this is going to be our ranking of the songs.
Yeah, we're going to rank the songs from seasons 1 and 2.
And Has Been Hotel.
And
the pilots.
So maybe we should do just, I don't know, should we pick 10 of them or should we just do every single song?
We're going to do every single one.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do that board, the S all the way down to...
Oh, okay. F. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the next episode, probably in the next couple of weeks. I don't know
what we'll probably do is like with the anime
together. Huh? I don't know how else to put that together, but yeah, it's a couple weeks.
We should be able to do it by next week.
Yeah.
All we need to do is make that board, which I can make on there's boards already online.
Oh, okay. That
And we
exists.
Yeah.
Just plug it in.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, like we can plug it into your projector, project it on the whiteboard, and we just write it in there.
That's true. That's a good idea, actually.
And then what we can do is just watch, like we did on the Anime Expo.
Yeah.
Anime episode.
Yeah.
We'll watch like 4 or 5 of them, and then we'll rank those 5.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll watch the next 5.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because the songs are only like a couple of minutes long. So.
It's probably gonna be about an hour or something for all of them.
Yeah.
But by doing 5 by 5 by 5, and then we'll do a ranking as we watch them, and then once we get to the end, then we start breaking it down.
Yeah.
Because somebody's gonna tell me we're gonna have a majority of them on the S.
Probably, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to put a limit on how many can be.
But the same, that's what the final one's gonna be.
Yeah. Okay.
Once we finish them all, that's when we have to go through the list and decide the
true actual. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Cool. So stay tuned for that. And
hopefully next week, but maybe
hopefully next week. It might be in 2 weeks though. We'll see. We'll see what else we got going on in the next week for episodes. So anyways, cool. All right. Well, thanks for sticking around this far. And fucking check out all our other stuff, our other podcasts, I guess. GameRageMagazine.com. Well, you'll hear it right here in the exit. So yeah. So anyways, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Oh, hey there, buddy. It's me, 1930s announcer guy, here to congratulate you on making it through this episode. As our heroes are getting in their jalopies and riding off into the literal sunset, they wanted me to tell you thanks for listening to their radio broadcast, and should you be so kind as to follow them on some fancy schmancy radio station publication called Instagram and TikTok at Game Range Magazine, and on some other thing called Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Also, they wanted me to inform you and ask if you could be so kind again as to visit something called a website at www.GameRageMagazine.com. I don't know what that is, buddy, but you should probably go do those things. And, don't forget to tune in next time to the Game Rage Movies and TV radio broadcast.